Hello, I am Quinn Piver, and here's my video on the digital bulletin board. So it's a little basic. This is the first time I've used Padlet. I really like this, though. I'm probably going to be using it more. But basically, I have it lined up where you go phonemic awareness, phonics, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. Each one will have two activities, including a home activity and a resource at the bottom. It's interactive. Um, my phonemic awareness, I have match the rhymes, stomp and say, and road trip rhymes. My main thing I was trying to think of is something that students could only really perform in a classroom, um, and also something that parents can do with little to no resources. So, like match the rhymes, it's an activity that involves students being shown a rhyme and either selecting or creating their own rhyme, or stop and say, where students recognize syllables, and every time they match a syllable, they'll stomp or clap or pound. It's stuff like that. Differentiation happens throughout. Um, I, well, working special education most of my career, I do a lot of differentiation as well. So most of these differentiations will kind of be for students who might be nonverbal or maybe don't have the best fine motor skills, or also just maybe a little bit lower than their counterparts. Let me go to phonics. I have letter labels, letter swap, and first sounds. Letter labels, students are given sticky notes with a letter on it. Then they find something in the classroom that starts with that letter and puts a sticky note on there. So it's kind of like fun scavenger hunt almost game. Letter swap, students are given a small word and then have to swap out letters in order to create a new word. An example I have was cat. You can swap out C for P, create pat. And first sounds, this focuses on the first sounds of the words. So the example I gave was the old man and the sea, but you can be like the old man and the sea. So then you can find out or point out the two first letter sounds and ask questions about it. Like, are they the same sound? What are the names of those letters? Can you figure out or can you recreate the sound? Vocabulary, I have reading aloud and word of the day. Word of the days I really like, just because it's something that you can incorporate into your lesson, where it's like, here's the word of the day, we'll explain it, we'll put it up on the wall, and then students can always see the definition, and it's like, hey, if you can put that word into one of your assignments, you maybe get extra credit. Then the home activity for that is flashcards. Flashcards is a little bit trickier at home because they will require a little bit more resources, but I just love flashcards. I think that they're just wonderful for vocabulary, and once you have them created, whether you create them in class or create them at home, they can just kind of be transported around. So if a parent has the flashcards, you can just pull them out, do a couple flashcards. Also, parents know their kids better than anybody. So if they know that their kid is struggling with a word, well, can make a flashcard for that. Fluency. Fluency, one of the things I really like with fluency was choosing the right book, where you have the 5-finger rule. In a student's book, there should be less than 5 words that they don't understand. So as a parent or as a teacher or anybody really, you can just be like, okay, that's 5. That might be a little bit too high for you. Let's find you a little low level book. Hold on, I gotta scooch this up a bit. And then I got audiobooks, which audiobooks I just also really enjoy. It's especially for students who are like have ADHD, maybe have some trouble sitting. They can listen to a book while using a fidget toy or walking around or pacing, or what have you. So yeah, be able to still listen to a book while movement. Echo reading. Echo reading is where you read a line and then the student or child reads a line and does it just the same as you. There's a lot of modeling. It's also very easy home activity, as long as the parents have something they can read, they can model how to read it. Then for comprehension, I have story sequencing. This is a very good one, but it's a little bit trickier for at home, so it's definitely a classroom activity. Students are listened to a short story and then put the events in sequence from beginning to end. For differentiation, you can, instead of just having kids like write out what happened, you can give them scenes from the story and basically kind of put the book back together. I also have the 5 W's for like who, what, when, where, why. Pretty basic, but very valuable. If a student can answer all 5 of those easily, then they've done a really good job. They comprehend the text. Home activity would be 3 seconds of wait time. This is very easy for parents. It's just give them time to think about it. That can be a little tricky for parents too, because some things that seem so blatantly obvious to us can be complicated to a younger audience. And by taking your time to just let them process the information, you can do wonders with just letting them kind of figure it out on their own. That's what I have for my bulletin board. Yeah, thank you.